Hello, weebing gamers. This is your host that does the most, Fubuki, and today we are here to talk about, well, a quick short talk about Cassie Quantumania. Oh, no, I meant Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Nope, let's be truthful. It shit was called Cassie Quantumania, and that shit was buns. Let's already go off of the rip of the fucking thing. It's her fault. Like, I'm not even gonna get into a big deep rant. We're just gonna talk about how his daughter went to jail twice and no one seemed to tell him, and then we're gonna talk about how they gave her a suit and she's shrinking cop cars, but he's the bad guy. Yes, he was a thief, but he changed his ways. So you're letting his daughter go down the same path just because she's a bit smarter? Fuck all of that bullshit. And there's been so many times where I hated that they're trying to make him look like the bad guy, where that wasn't Ant-Man's character at all. Like when Ant-Man said, "Oh, we're not from this world. We should leave." No, that is not Ant-Man at all, because Ant-Man literally went up to Tony Stark's house and was like, "Yo, my daughter's alive, but I want everyone else to be alive as well." So if he was still like that, like all that just went out the window, because if he was still like that, he would have just instantly said, "No, we're gonna save this. We're gonna stop Kang. That's what we're gonna do." Nope, he didn't decide to stop Kang until his daughter was running around like a fucking crackhead. And we're also not gonna talk about how we're gonna get off of her. Let's talk about how Ant-Man was literally keeping up with Kang through the entirety of this movie. Like it didn't feel like Kang had a chance of being overpowered. And literally, other than the beginning where, like when they first met, when he had them like levitating because of his telekinesis, why didn't he ever use that again? I already know what people are gonna say, because he was weak, he was injured, this, that, and the third. No, I'm not trying to hear none of that. That man said he beat Thor. You're telling me Ant-Man's keeping up with Thor? A hurt Kang should solo Ant-Man and his tech. So fuck all of that. But that's not even my biggest gripe. Well, one thing I will say that's positive. I love the side cast. The side cast were amazing. I loved the Wasp. I wish she was more involved, other than that one scene of like her catching him, in the multiple, like, not realities, but I don't feel like going into the detailed terms of and all that, and like the multiple possibilities. And I loved how she came in the end, like, "Yeah, if my man's here, I'm here. Let's get it, Kang." That was fire. Still unbelievable. Like, I didn't like that Kang was out here just like getting punked like that. It didn't make any sense. See, the ants beating Kang made sense, because remember, they already said they lived one day and thousands of years and all that stuff. So that made sense that they were able to make tech and stuff like that that overpowered him. But Kang losing to everyone else, like his army and all that, I know they slowly won in the end. Like his army was slowly winning, but it should have been like that from the rip. Like, soon as they all rise, Kang should have been like, "Nah." Also, we're not gonna talk about how Kang should have went outside. Why did he not go outside? You can solo Avengers. You've destroyed multiple planets of worlds. So why wouldn't you go outside and kill Ant-Man, the Wasp, and all them when you already have what you want? All right, because he made a simple promise. But that makes no sense when he went back on his word earlier. That also made no sense. And even when he was beating up Ant-Man, he was like, "I want you to know that you could have been with your daughter." Then why did you try to keep her from me? It makes no sense. But the graphics were amazing. 10 out of 10. I loved everything about the graphics. But this was just my short little rant. I really don't want to go into much detail because, to be honest, this movie was a 4 out of 10 for me. I loved Ant-Man, but he's not that top tier role. The main thing that was going through my head when I was watching this movie was I needed another superhero. I needed a main superhero. Ant-Man is a side character. The Wasp in them, I wanted to watch them hit. I wanted to watch her mom, and her dad more than I wanted to watch Ant-Man, because he was barely involved. It wasn't really about him. And I'm not saying the movie had to be about him, because the movie was really about Kang, but no, it was really about Cassie. I didn't care for it. To be honest, the only thing that was good for me was the end credit scenes. I won't say how those went, but if you watch them on YouTube or somewhere, TikTok, you're going to be like, okay, Marvel's about to get real. So hopefully they change the tone and stop doing the same old girl thing. Like, let's be honest. What's the difference between Cassie and Zendaya's character? Like, they're literally the same person. It's just that Zendaya doesn't have a suit and Zendaya knows Spider-Man. They both know bug people. They both want to go against the law. And they both think they're smart as shit for no extra reason and wish they were the main character. No difference to me. But whatever. Peace out, we being gamers. Please get me a new catchphrase because the host that does the most is really getting bad. Okay, new video out in a couple of days. Just wanted to make a little quick rant. Peace! And Quantumania, not even the popcorn could save you.